Thanks for watching Balls Deep Lotto Ticket. Big Pappy injured himself playing softball, typing a little bit too much. So, thanks for watching. I'm Ryan. We're going to do a little NFL this week. I'm watching the Browns-Ravens game. It's pretty garbage. Actually, I'm watching the Tampa Bay Rays-White Sox game. And this is kind of Trent Richardson's coming out party. He's a running back for the Browns. As of now, I honestly believe this guy's going to be a top 5 or 7 running back the rest of the year. Even though they have a shitty team, the guy can catch 6 passes a game. He's like Ray Rice. He's just as good. Like anyone who watched him in Alabama last year saw he was just as good. I wanted to address a few players this week. I think at this point, like, you got to be a little bit hesitant to play Cam Newton for your fantasy team. Cam Newton has not been doing the job this year. He cannot repeat last year. No quarterback's going to run for 14 touchdowns. I mean, it's not going to be him. And I don't think he'll ever have a year as good as he had last year. His receivers aren't as good anymore. They have no running game, and they're not willing to commit to one. So I'm going to say sell Cam Newton if you can. Sell Dez Bryant. The problem is with some of these guys, you're selling them so low because their value is garbage. Like last week, if you sold C.J. Spiller, you're a baller. Last week, if you bought Cedric Benson, you're a baller. Like, he looks good. You know, a few other running backs that I've been watching a lot are Doug Martin on Tampa Bay, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not sold on him. I have him on one of my teams. I'm down to deal him. MJD, stud, top 5 running back. Trent Richardson, stud. Ray Rice, stud. Like, LaShawn McCoy, he'll be a stud. And Jamal Charles last week, I mean, if he's going to play like that, you're talking about top 2, top 3 running back. Chris Johnson is toast. He's still got the speed. I was talking to my buddy, Big Mike. Big Mexican fella, strong as an ox. And he said, you know what, CJ2K, he's still fast, but his mind is gone. He can't see his blocks. Like he's trying to break every run big. Like if you can sell Chris Johnson, if you can get anything for motherfucking Chris Johnson, deal Chris Johnson. You know, I mean, some of these guys, once these guys get paid, they're done. They just lose their motivation. Their whole life they had to work so hard to get somewhere, and once they get there, they're done. And it's kind of a metaphor for real life, actually. So many rich people don't want other people to be rich. And so once they get rich, they put up a bunch of roadblocks. Chris Johnson, the roadblock Chris Johnson's putting up is for Javon Ringer, his backup. I'd pick up Javon Ringer. If I'm in a league, I'd pick up Javon Ringer because Chris Johnson can lose that job. It's possible. He's gone after this year. Joe Flacco just rushed for a touchdown behind Big Papa. Anyhow, a few more guys that I'm really high on. I'm high on Dwayne Bowe. Even if KC goes down, which they will, they're not a very good team. Even if they go down week after week, they're going to keep throwing the ball. You know, Peyton Hillis is out of the game. Dwayne Bowe's a big boy. I was also going to mention the Houston Texans. A lot of people ask about Ben Tate. You know what? There's not a lot you can do with Ben Tate. You can start him every week or never start him. But what I would recommend is you just hold him and maybe Arian Foster misses a few games at the end. You can't really play Ben Tate every week because you don't know what you're going to get. Likewise with the San Francisco 49ers. The only player on the Niners you can play is Vernon Davis. He's a gigantic steroid juicer, and he's good. On the Chargers, who can you play? I mean, you can pretty much play Phil Rivers and hope he has one of his good games. But Ryan Matthews has shown nothing. Like, until Ryan Matthews shows me something, I don't believe all the fucking hype about Ryan Matthews. Same with Dez Bryant. And I watch these guys in college. I watched Ryan Matthews at Fresno State. You know, I live in San Francisco, and he's on TV out here. And I watch Dez Bryant at Oklahoma State. And these guys were great college players, but they're not in college anymore, dude. Like, fucking man up. Man up. And a huge shutout last week to Calvin Johnson. Had one catch for like 5 yards at halftime on Sunday. Ended up with 10 for 150 and a touchdown. The guy is a machine, and he's a beast. Balls deep. Follow me at Twitter at Stern Ryan, or I got Fantasy NFL. I got that account, Fantasy NFL. So you can send me tweets. I'll answer any questions you want to know about who to start and who to sit. Balls deep. Peace out.